We are now proceeding with a keynote address chaired by Professor K.M. Gupta on the dais, a former professor, NCERT, Government of India, and member, Academic Advisory Council, BOSSE, Sikkim. Dr. D.T. Reddy, Director of Government Examinations, Board of Secondary Examination, Andhra Pradesh, is also the co-chair for the keynote address. We shall be connecting. We have Professor Indrani Bhaduri, Head Educational Survey Division, and Parag, Performance Assessment Review Analysis Knowledge of Holistic Development, NCERT, Government of India, as the speaker. We shall be connecting with her online on the topic NEP 2020, Transformation of Assessment Practices and Equivalence of School Education Boards.
Good afternoon, friends. I extend a warm welcome to all our colleagues. Now, we are partners in implementation of National Education Policy 2020 and National Curriculum Framework for School Education 2023. Dr. Kuldeep Kumar has given us a hint that Ministry has invited the boards. Let us look towards ourselves and see what is our contribution. With reference to the present session, transformation of assessment practices. What is so important now that Ministry has invited us. I draw your attention to National Policy on Education 1986 as modified in 1992. The country was struggling for 3 pillars. These 3 pillars were access, participation, and success. Again now, in National Policy on Education 2020, now the country has to struggle for. First pillar remain as such. We have given access. Second pillar has become equity, a big challenge. Fourth pillar is affordability. And fifth pillar is accountability. Naturally, the state means the country. State cannot afford to achieve these pillars without the contribution of the boards. And it is not an easy task. It's very difficult. I will say extremely difficult. Why I am saying so? Because if we go for role which boards have played and which now they have to play, that is the first concern. Second concern is the NCF itself. Indrani ji has joined. Let us extend a warm welcome to Professor Bhaduri. Hear me? I think it's not a two-way communication, it is one-way communication only. Acha, okay. Professor, unmute yourself, then you can hear me. Now, give me extend a warm welcome to you. And as my colleague, I am introduced to this session at Imran. He was looking after National Talent Search Examination and has contributed a lot. Even the NCERT was struggling and the country was struggling because we got the limitations of 1,000 scholars. We hope to get it because in the SED, in NP, they said that we have to do the gifted children. So, Nation will acknowledge your contribution as far as the education of gifted is concerned and as concerned. In the field of, since now NCERT has been tasked for implementing Parakh, and I call it Parakh D, because when we say Parakh, then it is known as like vitamin D to make us strong and keep us strong. So development is again equally important. So anyway, either in terms of medical terminology, you put D first and then say Parakh, or you put the last. Holistic development is review. Thank you very much, and we invite you. And equivalence of the school board. Now equivalence is another problem because we all boards are located in, and we all have got a different geographical, even economic background. And with reference to SED of National Policy on Education, this will be a challenging task. Not many more tasks are there. We'll discuss it later on. Give Professor Indrani a warm welcome. Please clap. Welcome.
And I would have really loved to be there in the physical mode, but due to my preoccupations, I am unable to be there, and I apologize for the same. At the very onset, again, you know, the being online has certain limitations, so I am not really able to, see who all are in the this conference. But as per the schedule that has been shared with me, I would really like to, thank all the dignitaries who have been present in the first session, in the former session, and of course in this session, my very good friend and colleague and former NCERT faculty, Professor Prem Gupta-ji, for chairing this session, and the co-chair, again, I wouldn't know actually if they are there. So Dr. G. Reddy, Director of Government Examination, Board of Secondary Education, Andhra Pradesh. And I also would like to, say hello to my another friend, Mrs. Kosh, from President COBSE and Chairperson Nagaland Board, and of course the coordinator of this program, Dr. Kuldeep Agarwal, for giving me this opportunity to deliver this keynote address. Thank you so much. With this, if I miss someone, so of course my kindly accept my apologies. Like I said, that I really am at a disadvantage being online and not being there physically. So MEP 2020 talks about transforming assessment, and what are the points that MEP 2020 have really documented as regard to assessment? I am not going to paraphrase them in the event that they get distorted. So I'm going to state as it is what is given in the document. First of all, it says that all students to take school examination in grade 3, 5 and 8, which will test achievement of basic learning outcomes and application of knowledge in real life situation. So this will be a competency based, which will happen in grade 3, 5 and 8, and it is said that this will be done by an external agency. Second, we all know NEP 2020 talks about the board exams for grade 10 and 12 will be made easier and will test core capacities and competencies. Now, what exactly do we mean by easier? Is it that we are lowering the difficulty level, or we are making some use of different strategies so that the stress is reduced from the board examination? So, NEP 2020 talks about introducing different strategies. It says that the boards needs to make some changes in its functioning. Viable models of board exams such as annual, semester, modular to be developed, offering all subjects. Progress card needs to be developed, and these progress card has to be holistic to assess the holistic development, 360-degree, multi-dimensional report card that will reflect the progress and the uniqueness of each learner in the cognitive, affective and psychomotor domain. This is basically related to the school-based assessment that I as a teacher need to do in the classroom. Teachers to be prepared for transformation in assessment system by the 2022-23 academic session, and the National Assessment Center PADAK to be set up for setting norms, standards and guidelines for student assessment and evaluation for all recognized school boards. So these are the main pointers given by NEP 2020 for transforming assessment. So as per NEP 2020, PADAK has been developed and it is functioning. It is functioning as a constituent unit of NCERT. We have in NCERT another constituent unit like the CIET. So in the formation of PADAK that has come up from the MOE, it says that it has to work as a constituent unit within NCERT like CIET. PADAK, as you all know, stands for Performance Assessment, So we are assessing the performance, we are reviewing it. It is the analysis of knowledge for holistic development. So this is the full form of PARAK, and PARAK, like I said, has been established in NCRT. The quote from the national for PARAK as given in NEP 2020 that the PARAK, the National Assessment Center, is to be set up as a National Assessment Center PARAK, performance assessment, review and analysis of knowledge for holistic development. It is a standard setting body. In NEP 2020 it is mentioned as MHRD and not MOE because MOE came later. So MHRD that fulfills the basic objective of setting norms, standards and guidelines for student assessment and evaluation for all recognized school boards of India, guiding the State Achievement Survey and undertaking the National Achievement Survey, monitoring achievement of learning outcomes in the country, and encouraging and helping school board to shift their assessment patterns towards meeting the skill requirements of the 21st century in consonance with the stated objective of this policy. The center will also advise school boards regarding new assessment patterns and latest practices among school boards for ensuring equivalence of academic standards among learners across all school boards. So this is what exactly has been given in NEP 2020 as regard to PARAK. So PARAK will be actually working in the area of learning assessment, starting from classroom assessment, the board examination and the large-scale achievement surveys. Just give me some time. The mandate of PARAK and the function of PARAK that stems from the above NEP 2020. It talks about strengthening of the large-scale achievement survey, the capacity building as per the NEP 2020, setting standards and collaborate with the boards. Now, when we are talking about the learning assessment can be broadly classified in three different areas. That is the large-scale assessment, the high-stake assessment, and the school-based assessment. The large-scale assessment gives us system-level reflection. And these examples are the, sorry, I've got a bad throat, so. Large-scale assessment examples are the, at the national level are the National Achievement Survey, and very recently, which all the states participated in the State Educational Achievement Survey, which was held on 3rd of November. Then we have the high-stake assessments, that is the board examination, grade 10 board examination, grade 12 board examination, the entrance exam to professional degree colleges, and we have the school-based assessment. Let me start with the school-based assessment and how the transformation in the assessment is envisaged through the school-based assessment. So in the school-based assessment, the entire focus is a 360-degree assessment of the child. We are not just limiting to the cognitive capacity. We are not just limiting to the teacher assessing the child, but then we are looking into the all other domain as well. If you have seen the NCF-FS and the NCF-SC, in the NCF-FS the domains have been given, and in NCF-SC the learning standards have been identified. So, based on the domains and the learning standards, Parak has prepared the holistic progress card. And these holistic progress cards have been prepared for the foundation stage, for the preparatory stage, for the middle, and for the secondary. Like you know that the competencies that we are expecting to be developed at the foundation stage will be very different from those at the preparatory and the middle and the secondary. So accordingly, the progress card is also different. And these progress cards that Parak has developed has totally aligned itself to the NCF-FS and the NCF-SC. In this, we are also talking about not just the teacher assessment, but how the parents can be involved in the assessment process, the peers, the peer assessment, and also most importantly, the self-assessment. So we are looking at the achievement by the learner from all the angles. So we are also talking about the different strategies that needs to be used for assessing the learners, and along with the different strategies, we also are making use of the different techniques. So the details of all these are available in the holistic progress card. When we have given the holistic progress card, along with the holistic progress card, we have also given a detailed document on how to fill up the holistic progress card. And all these things is based on a very technical model of evidence-centered assessment design. NEP 2020 also talks about transforming the examination, especially the board examinations, and the things that has been outlined there are: first is 2 chances to take the board examination. To reduce the high-stakes nature of the process, each student can take 1 main exam and an important exam if desired. A system of annual, semester, modular board exams could be developed. Subjects could be offered at 2 levels. Choice of subjects, students can decide which subjects they want to take for the board exam based on their interest, and reducing the curriculum to 4 competencies to encourage holistic development, to move away from the practice of rote learning. These are the suggestions that have been made by NEP 2020, and based on these suggestions, Parak has been working in collaboration with the school boards. We have had collaboration with 30 school boards, and we are coming out with the document on equivalence. Along with that, like I said, that another way the assessment, the learning assessment can be used to monitor and supervise the progress is the large-scale assessment. And these large-scale assessment, it does not reflect the unique learning by the child. It is not for the, assessing the child, but it is done to assess the system. And when I'm talking about the system, as a system, the block can be a system, the district can be a system, the state can be a system, the nation can be a system. So how the systems are working as regard to the educational progress. So we use very elaborate techniques and procedures in the National Achievement Survey that we do to analyze the data and finally come out with the report. These are some of the steps that are used in the National Achievement Survey. The holistic progress card, like I said, that we Parak is working on for the holistic progress card for all the 4 stages. And in this, of course, another thing very interesting is that all the important, like point-based pedagogy and using the Indian knowledge system, then experiential learning, all these have been incorporated in the HPC. So the exemplars have also been given for the teachers to develop, but then during the training sessions with the teachers, we are emphasizing that they need to contextualize the example as per the environment. The recent large-scale achievement survey that we have done is for grade 3, 6, and 9, and this is a huge work that we did. We have just completed the administration. Now we are working on the report. More than 80 lakh students participated pan-India for this achievement survey, and I'm really grateful to all the state coordinators, our boards also for helping and for making this a huge success. Only 2 major subjects, that is language and mathematics, were assessed in this achievement survey. And why 3, 6, and 9? Because 3 will give us the idea about what competencies have been developed after the foundation, 6, the competencies developed after preparatory, and 9, the competencies developed after middle. So that's why we had taken 3, 6, and 9, and we are hoping that the reports will be coming out soon, and it will be in the public domain. The report will be block-wise, so there are more than 7,500 blocks in the country, so those many reports will be available in the public domain. This was the sample size. The collaboration with the educational boards, the members present in the conference today are also aware that we did have at first the national level consultative meeting with all the educational boards, and then we followed it up with the regional workshops wherein we had developed a questionnaire and a question paper analysis template which was filled in by all the 40 boards, and now we have also completed the analysis. The reporting has also been, the report has also been drafted. Right now it's a draft report. We are again inviting the board to come and have a view the draft that we have developed and getting suggestions from them. The Sikkim Open Board and the Goa Board, Uttarakhand Board, and the CISC were also there recently. We are going to have another workshop with the other boards as well. we will be finalizing this document, and in all probability by 10th of December, and this document will also be available in the public domain. It will have the guidelines for how the equivalence to be achieved by the different boards. And when we talk about equivalence, we are not looking at cloning of the board, we are not looking at uniformity in the boards. So with that, I come to the end of my discussion, and thank you so much, and I would be very happy to take any questions that are there. Thank you so much.
The house is open for the questions. If you have got any, please. Please go ahead. I think mic can be. Please.
So I'll ask this.
आप आगे वाली सीट पे आ जाओ, आपके आगे चल रहा है। I think Dr. Yadav from Haryana board, am I correct?
Yes, absolutely right, sir. Thank you.
Hello, madam.
Now my question to Indrani Bhadurji is this. You have suggested there shall be 2 board examination in a year. So is it that we need to go entirely for all the subjects? Is it mandatory or is it optional for the students? Another question is, in case of child wants to have the best of scores from the first attempt and the best of scores for the second attempt, is it possible to consider? So I request Indrani ji to answer these questions.
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. Like I said, that we have
Please switch off your mic.
developed. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, please, Indrani, continue.
Yeah, thank you so much for your question. Like I said, that we have developed the guidelines, but they are still draft. We are working with the boards because, if Parak formulates something and which is not feasible, which is not workable, then it is no use of formulating that if it is not implemented. So we are working with the boards to finalize. But like you are aware that CBSE has already started with 2 examination. They have already declared that, and they will be conducting 2 examination in all the papers, and they will be giving the child, like you said, that 2 attempts, and the best will be taken.
One more question, ma'am. This examination, right, Board of School Education Haryana also has declared it, and we shall also be conducting in the coming Feb, March and May of the June. Is it that there is some time which has been scheduled, means during this time will be, we have decided it in Feb, March and then June, July?
That is the decision of the board.
No, I don't think they have they have come out with the dates as of now. CBSE has not, but they have just announced that 2 will be conducted.
The reason why we decided these dates was that the students can get advantage of the best scores in CUET or any other competitive examination where the weightage of the board marks is given to them. This is our submission. Thank you, ma'am. Right.
Wonderful, wonderful. And like I said, that we will be conducting a meeting to kind of deliberate with the boards about what we have prepared the guidelines, and in those guidelines, I think these nitty-gritties can also be added. If you find that some things are missing, so it can also be added.
Now I may also contribute that.
Madam, one more question from...
One minute please. I may also contribute. I understand that all boards of the country are conducting two examinations. One is the main examination and there is the supplementary examination. Now if this has been formalized in the system in terms of the mandate given to us by the national policy on education, where is the freedom? We have to implement the national policy on education. And what is so new, certain of course technicalities may be there in terms of, I don't know, earlier as far as my knowledge is concerned, we were making 6 sets of question paper. Not only this, I know that for any particular time, 3 sets of question papers were printed. One for the main examination, one for the supplementary examination, and one for any contingency. And please note that we are very expert in creating situations which has got exceptions. So I strongly feel that all boards have to prepare for it. Thank you very much. Please go ahead for the second question.
Madam, when you are giving equivalence certificate, why can't you consider a unique number and prepare it? Because there are so many bogus boards which are considering. So by the COBSE itself, you can create a unique number even though you are not considering the syllabus equivalent. Why can't the board can be considered to be equivalent?
A minute, please identify yourself. Please identify yourself.
I am Anand from Karnataka Board, Bangalore.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
While creating equivalence certificate, why can't it be considered to be the unique number or a scanning process by the COBSE itself?
No, like you know that when we are considering when Padak is preparing the equivalence, it is not just looking at the scores obtained in the board examination. It is looking at the opportunities that the boards are providing to the child. So it is in consonance with the opportunities and the scores obtained. Because the scores obtained by the child cannot be seen in isolation. If I as a board do not provide the child the opportunities, then how will the child the equivalence be achieved? So we are looking at the functioning of the board as well as the scores. So they are not the scores are not seen in isolation when we are working. And Karnataka, like I said, that we will be holding this meeting and you will be informed and you can come along and give your suggestion there. It can be deliberated on.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Let me also contribute to this issue. Now please recall the 5 pillars which have been given to us by the national policy on education or national education policy 2020. One of the component is quality, and when I am thinking in terms of the quality should be comparable to the world standard, because India is going to produce the capable persons who can handle the world situation, right from NASA to our own space mission. It means that we have to maintain the quality of the world standard as well as quality within the country also. Now if we have to maintain the quality within the country and we have to maintain its comparability, so a child from the village, a child from the city, a child from the capital, and a child from the India must be able to compete with any child of the world. That is the quality dimensions which has given to us by the NP. Therefore, my submission is that please think in terms of this when we are establishing the equivalence. Earlier this question didn't arise. Why this question is arising? Because a student from Kerala, a student from other states, they are getting 100% marks and they are coming to Delhi for the admission in Delhi University. It's all right. Because of this only, the NTA has come. So again, the same question. We are comparing for the universities also, but we are limiting ourselves to school sector only. And please also note that. We are also discussing this with reference to the structure. Earlier we were struggling from the Asar report, take the clue, or from the Prach-Tichi report, or from the Praved. That our children, they are deficient in reading, writing and arithmetic, which we are calling 3R. Now that is not the case, because at the foundation level itself, in class 1 and 2, we are taking care of this. And therefore, this type of system is there. Therefore, again, you know, when coming to the question which has been raised by the Professor Kuldeep Kumar, that how it is that ministry has invited us? Because now the nation as a whole. Okay, any other question, friends?
So there is one more question, Dr. Yadav from Board of School Education, Haryana, Chairman. Okay, I'll speak out from here only. The question is that we have been talking about holistic assessment and one report card for class 3rd, 5th and 8th. That is, preparatory has been developed. My question is basically to Indrani Bhaduriji. Then we talk of census assessment in these classes at 3rd, 5th and 8th level. Is it that these are to be conducted by NCERT or by the Boards of School Education Survey? Then, is it certifying in nature or it is going to be diagnostic in nature? These two questions.
Yeah, thank you for this question. Actually, regarding this, we were having a meeting with Secretary Ministry of Education yesterday only, and CBSE was also present, and we were deliberating on this. It is, like I said, that it is very specifically mentioned that it has to be an outside agency in the district or in the state. So of course, this will be a diagnostic thing, and being a diagnostic, it has to be competency based. It will be census based, but then it is not a large-scale assessment that Parag does. It will be something different from that, because this is a census-based assessment that will happen. Parag, when we do a diagnostic, like I said, that when we did the State Educational Achievement Survey, or when we do the NAS, there we are doing it on a sample, because I am not looking at the unique child, I am looking at the systems. So this will be something different, and this in all probability the states only will have to assign someone to do it, but then it will not be done by the school system. That means it will not be done by the teachers, because teachers have evaluated them. Now, to see whether whatever the teachers have evaluated are in actual sync, so it will kind of, validate what the teachers have done. So this will be done by an outside agency from the school, and this will be competency based, but the reporting that has been told that in this case, the individual child's reporting will not be there, but then it will all the children will be participating in this examination. The reporting will be done at the school level.
Ma'am, agreed, but it's very specifically mentioned even then, individual child's performance, which is diagnostic in nature, once done, has to be conveyed to the parent and the school head and the teacher so that the improvement in the child performance can be brought about. As far as self-assessment is concerned, its definition itself goes that it is a large-scale assessment. So my request is here to clarify that it has to be disclosed. Okay, it could be diagnostic for the education department to bring about a paradigm shift in the assessment system and teaching learning pedagogical processes. But I suppose either this should be given to the SCRT or the boards, which are, I think, the third agencies for census assessment. Thank you.
I
Yes,
think that
you are right. Like you said that it will be used to improve the achievement of the child, and it will be used to identify the gaps that are there, and it will be conveyed. But like the grade 10 and the grade 12 report, it will not be coming out with the individual child's report card, will not be given to the child.
I think that this is.
Are you getting the difference between the two?
Yes, ma'am. I can understand that 10th and 12th are their certification in nature. They are the certificate
Yes.
examination, and this will be diagnostic test.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very clear. Thank you.
But of course, like you said, that it can be done by the SCRT or the board.
Yes.
Because it is for the individual child.
Yeah, though, but what we understand is that CBS is conducting for grade 8 because they have already communicated to its affiliated schools.
That dichotomy we will discuss later.
Yeah.
I understand your point. I get your point.
Right. Okay,
Yes.
fine. Thank you.
We are not getting into yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Any other?
Friends, any other question? We have
Yes.
some questions
Yes,
here.
sir. Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Yes, please.
Hanji. Thank
Please
you.
identify yourself.
Yeah, sir, I am Seema Arora from Punjab School Education Board. I am in charge open schooling, and I have question regarding that. Is Parak has any guidelines for examination of open schooling also, or and there should be some different guidelines or different system of these children, because assessment of these children, they should be assessed differently. I think so.
And Nidhi ji, right? No, I didn't
Seema
get
Arora.
Ji,
Seema ji.
Ji.
Seema ji, we have, when we did this equivalent study, we have involved the open boards also. Like I told you that Kuldeep has been very much a part and parcel of this study, and he has also seen the document which we have developed, and like I said, that we are in the process of finalization, and whatever we do, it will be in collaboration with all the state boards of, all the boards. So whatever decisions, whatever guidelines are finalized by Parak will not be done in isolation. It will be done in consonance, in collaboration with all the boards. But then we will be guided by NEP 2020.
thank you so much.
My submission is that, Madam Seema Arora, NCERT as such and the national policy, we do not discriminate between either it is open schooling or the system schooling, because the open schooling is also a system. The answer of this question is also lies in a report published by the Pratichi. Now, Pratichi was an organization which was established by Amartya Sen, and this organization conducted a study of children who have got education in the regular system of the Paschim Bengal board and the privately or part of the system taught by the Shikshak Sevak, Shikshak Sevika. We all know the salary of the primary teacher, we all know the system also. And in Pratichi report, these Shikshak Sevak and Sevika, which were like our non-formal teachers or something, they were paid 1,000 rupees only. The result revealed that the motivation level of the children and the motivation level of the Shikshak Sevak and Sevika, they have given us the equal result in comparison to the students who have gone through the regular schools. So the students who are coming to open schooling, they are highly motivated lot. And when it is coming to certification, that is why the term comes to equivalence. And I also further add that the National Curriculum Framework for School Education 2023 has given us certain terms. Say for example, curriculum goal. Say for example, learning outcome. The material which we are going to place in the hands of the children is based on these dimensions. And that is why I am referring that please go for your own personal copy of National Education Policy. Of course it is digital. Please note that the Government of India has not printed. And I am of the opinion that even earlier curriculum frameworks, they were printed. This curriculum framework of 600 pages is not printed. So for God's sake, do not discriminate. Say that we establish the equivalence. We will struggle for achieving the pillar which has given to us in terms of the quality, equity. One more term I am adding here. Three things have been come to us. First thing is the come to us the RTE, right to education. We said it up to the second 8th standard only, means elementary education. Now this elementary education also, when it came to through the Kothari Commission, it was up to primary education, then it was the elementary education. Now through Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, which was restricted to 8th standard only, it has come to education for all. Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan to same thing. Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. So the up to 12th standard. And that is why earlier our curriculum was for 10 years. Now it is for up to 12 years. And from 10 plus 2 we have moved to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So even this 4 stage is one. Of course, then we have given us the phase 1 and phase 2. Please go through the National Education Policy section 3.4.3. This 3.4.3 has directly addressed to, of course, the entire society, but more precisely towards the boards, all examination bodies. And clearly things are there, since I have given the reference and we can move through it. Needless to say that high-stake examination, etc., etc. And Indrani ji has said that through distance mode. This is a limitation. No, this is not a limitation. Soon we are going to have even the invigilation through this mode. The 5 parameters which are coming to us, I may just read them for quickly. We are moving away from traditional method of examination. Why? Because you will set up a center and then the child has to go to that center in that time, etc., etc. No. To this mode only take the examination. As long as internet connection is there, and if child is moving here and there, the person from there can see it. And the experiment is going on, and I am not authorized to reveal the detail, but it is at the national level. Some examination, somewhere at some center is going on. Someone from Delhi is monitoring that what this child is doing there. Second is the paper pencil mode. I think we are very deficient in writing, and so our children also. And etc. No provision of the correction, editing, etc. Third is engaging in effective assessment. Now, this is only MCQ and etc. Why can't we give him a picture? Why can't we give him an audio? Why can't we give him a video through which we can analyze certain things? Then, of course, automation. The paper printing, transportation, then examination conducting, and then tabulation, etc., etc. Why can't we do away with this? And the last is, the assessment should be candidate-centric, child-centric, examination. Give him a question 9 and say that out of these questions, of course, there is equivalence of the questions. Out of these 5 questions, you can attend any 3. You can also have the choice of the topic, that if you want to appear in this topic, you can appear in this topic, or you give us the topic and appear in that topic examination. You can also opt for the subject also, A level or advanced level or O level, whatever it is called. Something like that. As far as assessment is concerned, I think we have to move from here. Indrani ji, shall I say thank you because we have completed our time?
Yeah, I think yes, we have completed the time, and thank you. I would like to thank you and everybody present here, and especially Kuldeep ji for giving me this opportunity. And thank you so much. Namaskar.
Before I hand over to you, sir, you are also. Yes, because you are after all, you are good chairperson. Actually, I want to place on record my appreciation for the organizations. I was under the impression that I am going to handle this topic alone. And therefore, I started from transformation only. What is that which we are going to transform? What is that which we are going to transform? Change. What is that which changed? Have we got certain drawbacks? How we can overcome these drawbacks? They have been categorically listed in the national education policy. Please go through them, do the introspection, that as an examining body, how we can get rid of these limitations, and how we can go for the assessment. Again, coming to 3-4 points. One is the reduction of the curriculum load. NCERT alone cannot do it. and board also, because there is lot of struggle who will be the chairperson of the subject committee and then paper setting and etc. Because this is leading to the entire tuition and coaching business. Get rid of that tuition and coaching business, and board can do it. Then inclusion of that knowledge system, Indian knowledge system. Please recall, we all observe that date, but we also observe the tithi. Today is what, Ekadasi, Purnamasi, our festival. Can we recall from this time why it is coming? And how it is coming to us? That knowledge. The only language of the world is Sanskrit, which is recited the same way in all parts. English is not. Even dictionaries are not. But as far as the Shiksha Granths are concerned, they are equal. Something like that. That's why Indian knowledge system has come in. And our Indian knowledge system is so perfect that whosoever is there, though we challenge that it is not scientific. Why? Because they don't treat Rishi as the scientist. The Rishis are subjective scientists. Think in terms of the, look, people ask, where was the laboratory? Think in terms of the Newton. Newton laws are discovered in which laboratory? Think in terms of the Archimedes. Archimedes' principles were discovered in which laboratory? Why not these Indian knowledge system? Something like that. And think in terms of our own assessment pattern also. And they have given us, the Smriti, because Indian knowledge system permits the debate. And all our Upanishads are based on this tradition only. So again, we thank the organizers who have taken this topic of transformation of assessment. Think that how you can transfer, how your board can transform in terms of change, in terms of modification, and we have not reached to this conclusion. Thank you very much, and now I invite the co-chairperson.
Please, presentation on assessment. Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to present some assessment practices followed by the 10th Examination Board, Andhra Pradesh. Next. This is our number of schools in our board. 11,646 schools are there in Andhra Pradesh who are writing 10th class examinations in the Andhra Pradesh board. Next. This is the system. We followed continuous comprehensive evaluation. Our board conducted 4 formative examinations every year, 2 summative examinations and board examinations, 10th class board examinations end of the year. Next. These are formative examinations pattern. 4 major areas: children participation and reflection, written works, projects works, slip test. These 4 we are following. Next. Yes, recently after NEP 2020, we changed some blueprint and some examination pattern also. 11 paper pattern normal a year, we replaced the 7 paper pattern proposed SSC 21 to reduce the burden to the students. Question paper pattern also we changed the question paper pattern also. Examination duration examination duration increased for reading the question paper, writing the answers and checking written answers. We are also introduced 24 pages booklets to write examinations. Next. These are the reforms, these are transformation reforms. Now we are replaced absolute grading system, was replaced with marks percentage system, recognized merit during admission, the higher education and recruitments. Next. This is the present examination scheme. We have 6 subjects. First language is the mother tongue. We in our state we have 6 mother tongues. Telugu is the major mother tongue. 98% students followed the Telugu language as mother tongue. Other second language is Hindi. 98% students taken Hindi also second language. Third language English. This is 100%. 3 non-languages, mathematics, general science and social studies. Each subject 100 marks. Next, vocational subjects. This is the question paper analysis. Recently, we introduced the academic standards. Language, as far as language concerned, reading comprehension, we taken 30 marks. Next, this is the vocabulary and grammar, 40 marks. Next. This is the creative expression, one is the academic standard, 30 marks. We are following Telugu, English and Hindi, all three languages followed same academic standards. Next. This is Telugu. Next. Hindi. Next. This is the mathematics academic standards. Problem solving 40%, reasoning and proof 20%, communications 10%, connections 15%, visualization and representation 50%. Next, this is general science. Academic standards are conceptual understanding, asking questions and making hypotheses, experimental field investigations, information skills, communication through diagrams, application to daily life, concern to the biodiversity. Next, this is the social studies, conceptual understanding 40%, interpretations 10%, information skills 15%, current issues 10%, mapping skills 15%, appreciation and sensitivity 10%. These are some recent improvements in our board. After receiving FARAC recommendations, we need to take up some more reforms in our board. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity, all the COBSE and BOSSE officials and chairperson of this session. Thank you. Yes, in Andhra Pradesh we have separate board for 11th and 12th. I am the director of only 10th board. The separate representatives attended here. 11th and 12th.
Now, friends, we should have the conference. There is no dearth. How can we say so? Have we ever thought of the contribution which we are making in the income tax, where educational cess is going there? Where is that money? Have we ever thought of Consumer Protection Act? Education is a service and we are governed by the Consumer Protection Act. Therefore, we cannot say that if a child is not successful, it means that the teacher is not successful, the board is not successful. Please note that we are from education for some to education for all up to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. And it is our responsibility, and we can assure the nation that we will complete it. Thank you very much. Thank you for patience hearing and your active participation.
Thank you so much, Professor K.M. Gupta, sir, Dr. D.D. Reddy, Professor Indrani Bhaduri, for an impactful keynote address indeed. We shall now move in for lunch and will resume with the technical session 1. That is after lunch.